Greetings everybody, we're at 2386 Delmar Ave. We're going to do a repair, or attempt to do a repair, on this 3-tab roof. It is approximately 50 degrees out, although there's a light breeze going, so it feels a little cooler than that. We are on the front lower slope, as you can see. What we have is a control square over here. We're not going to touch it, we're not going to walk on it, we're not going to do anything to it. So we can see and compare before and after with our scope of work. And we have our forms of damage, which are identified from the National Academy of Forensic Engineers. This tells us the things that we need to be on the lookout for and what we are trying to avoid. So we're trying to avoid creasing, cracking, which is creasing just gone haywire. It's typical when a shingle is really rigid or brittle, it just cracks instead of creases. Tearing, that typically happens at the nail heads or at the fasteners. You have a vertical or horizontal tear. Have granule loss. It's typically, again, comes out before the creasing. In an older roof, you are going to see a little bit of granule loss, so you have to have a little bit of discretion with this. Usually when it cascades down in large quantities, that's when we start to categorize granule loss. MT is material transfer, also known as mat transfer. Mat transfer happens when you break the seal on the surrounding shingles. The adhesive sticks and pulls shingle from the top and or from the bottom and causes a sealing problem, an adhesive failure. And then impact damage from the tools that the carrier requires us to use, or at least strongly recommends that we use. That is the roof snake, the green roof snake from Pack Tool. So these are the forms of damage that we are going to do our best to try to avoid. Our scope of work here, we have a damaged shingle. You notice the crease right here. You lift, you can see where it hinges right there, and that is the entire shingle. You can see there's a shingle break right there and a shingle break right there, so it makes it real easy to identify it. We have outlined our scope of work. We're going to break the seals on the top row and then the row right above that. That'll allow us to access the fasteners, to pull them out with our green roof snake over there I've placed on this slope, and then nail it back in using the same Pack Tool and my generational hammer. I've had that in my family for 3 generations now, and it doesn't look as old as it is because I take good care of my tools. If you notice, I've expanded my scope here. That's just because if you have mat transfer on this bottom row, not that shingle because that's already the damaged one, but if you have mat transfer on these 2 shingles, it's going to affect this bottom row, and that could potentially, if there's mat transfer, it's definitely going to damage this shingle, so we have to include that as a possibility. Hopefully not, but we do still need to be aware of the potential. So that's why we have that highlighted here. Now we don't have it highlighted on the control square because we're not going to be breaking seals over here, so it's not necessary. But that's where we are. I'm going to hand the camera off to my trusty cameraman, and as long as he can see everything and make sure you don't fall off the roof now. That's a bad thing for everybody. Have my roof snake, and we're going to start breaking seals. Now when you're doing this, you don't want to jab at it, you want to pry at it. Just a nice, even effort, just like that. Taking my hand here just as a guide, not digging my nails in, I'm not pressing down, just as a guide to get these shingles lifted up. Already lifted. What was that? Well, wow, some of these are already lifted. That sucks. I'm going to look under this very gently to see, do we have material transfer. Only lifting a couple inches, less than 30 degrees. Not seeing a whole ton, if any at all. Oh, there's some over here. I'll bring it over in just a minute so you can see what that looks like. Alright, I'm going to sit down here. If you want to bring the camera over here so you can kind of see what this looks like. So that divot, can you see that in the camera?
Yes.
Pointing. That right there, That chunk, and then I don't want to lift this up too high, but that chunk there, that's material transfer. That's material transfer. It's a smaller chunk, but there's a chunk there, and then a chunk there. And you can see it kind of transfers there, 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 and there. So then it crosses over into 2 shingles. That also affects this top one as well. So we have 1, 2, 3. Mark it off. This one, and this one have pretty significant material transfer already. Anything else on here? Yeah, and same thing over here. You know, I'm going to lift it up just about 3 inches. You can see those gouges there, and there, and there. Anything else on this top one? No, nothing on that. So this is what it's supposed to look like. See that? There's the adhesive, and it came up nice and easy. But there's no divots there. It's all nice and even. So that's what it's supposed to look like, not like that. So already we have damage. We haven't even done anything, barely even done anything yet. And those came up nice and easy. They were barely connected. So right now, I'm gonna start pulling nails, and I have to be real careful with this, because based on that material transfer, I do not have a whole lot of faith in this roof. But we'll see what we can do. See if we can do anything to salvage. That nail tour. This shingle is coming out though, so that's alright. I'm only lifting about 2 inches. Nail tour again. Now when I say nail tore, what I mean is the nail went through the hole. I'm not talking about an actual tear for the damage. If it is, I'll stop and I'll show you. Right now, it's just the nails going through the, yeah, so that one actually tore. When I pull this out, I'll show you. Typically, the nail head often goes through the shingle. That's, yeah, it's still kind of minor damage. Not a huge deal. When it has a line tear, like this one, you'll see it when it comes out. That's more of the tearing we're talking about. So, I will have to be a little more careful here for these shingles, these nails. And they are right in the nail zone, so that's good. Not too high, not too low. Those nails are in there tight. I got 2 here, maybe I can work at this other one. That one's coming out. Go. We'll come back to it. Roofer was making sure that shingle wasn't going anywhere. Put 6 nails in the shingle. Code on this slope only requires 4, but oh man, went through it. But the roofer, and it went right through. This could be a problem. Roofer, I guess, wanted to be extra short, and that's a good sign. And it shows that the roofer was knowledgeable about high wind zones. So this is the bad shingle, but that's what we got to do to pop it out. That is what it is. Again, this is damaged shingle, so I'm not super concerned. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to take a look at this right quick and zoom in. Right here, this is what I'm talking about. And you're talking about a tear at the nail head. Now this is again the damaged one, so I don't mind showing you a little excess, right? When you talk, that's what we're talking about. Now this is the bad one. We're not putting this back in. This was already damaged, so me doing this is just for instructional purposes only. Right, that tear, this shingle's getting chucked. Right, so don't do that, by the way, with a good shingle. If you do, then you're causing damage on purpose, and that's a big no-no. So, you know what? Before we let's flip it over and see what we got. Did we find any identifying marks? No, nothing. Usually manufacturers will mark their name, their brand. They like to put their names all over stuff. Nothing on here, so that's no fun. Tried to get as close to color as we could. Get some of this debris out, so it nice sits nice and down with a good flat seal. We had to put this back in. That's not too bad. I mean, you can tell it's not the same shingle. You can tell it's not the same color, but it's pretty close. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to use the roof snake, put our shingles in, or put our nails in, excuse me. So the way to use a roof snake is, no, excuse me now. The way you use a roof snake is, nail goes in the slot like so, and then you stick it up under the tab, because the whole purpose of the roof snake is to prevent creasing, right? So you put it up under the tab, and then you place it like so. You're supposed to hold it off the roof deck so the nail can go straight in. You hammer it several times, take it off, put this back on, and then when you nail the final strikes, you place it flat on the roofing surface. Challenge is that the force from hammering here is also impacting the shingle here. Oftentimes this can cause that last criteria there, impact damage. It doesn't happen every time, but it does happen enough that it's something we need to be careful of. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do to prevent that other than me put my hand here, and sorry, I like my hands too much. I'm not sacrificing them for the roof. And frankly, it's just a terrible idea to hammer your hands. No workers' comp claims today. So, let's start nailing, see what I can do. The tendency for this tool, by the way, is the nails tend to slip. But, oh, I got that one. So that's good. Now, see how far in we got. Nope, bent. Gosh. Man, that ticks me off. So that's a hole in the roof. You can't use the same hole. Let's try it again. Try it again. I think we got it. Heck yeah. We have a little bit of pressure, but not too bad. Still had to lift that shingle like 30 degrees. Let's see if we can get that. No, jeez. This is not like perfect. Yeah, look at that bend. Zero fun, sir. Let's try it again. Crushed it again. Dang it. Hey, we're not causing creasing. Just trade one form of damage for the other. Slipped. Yeah, it's crushed there too. Yikes. Nails. All right. Oh, you know what? We got tearing here. So, here, come take a look. Right here. Lift that up. See right there? That's tearing right there at that shingle. That sucks. You can see that. So, it's another one. It's another one. I really thought we were going to be able to avoid that. I can get that to go in. Yep. I think we're going to get this one. Yeah, good enough. That's it? Yeah, that's it. And we have, wow. Holy smokes. We'll have to worse it. Like that. Jeez. Here. No impact on that one, that's good. Two right here. Good. Like I said, it doesn't happen every time, but it does happen enough for you to be cautious of. No, that one over. Okay, good. So, I'll take the camera back. We can take a look. So, do we have any creasing? Zoom in close. This is the shingle right here. And the top shingle. I don't see anything major. Howdy. Homeowner's coming up. There's a little bit there. I don't think anything major. So I don't see any oh, I got one right there. Right there. Just again a small hairline crease. So do we have creasing? A little bit. It's pretty minor. We have C for creasing, and again it's minor. If that's all we got, then it's nothing significant. But we also have the material transfer, the tearing, and the impact damage. We got a lot going on this repair right now. Let's go over to the control square. Again, notice I don't have any of that creasing. I don't have any tearing. There's none of that impact damage. So it's very definitely part of the, let me show you this impact damage, like right here. You see that? I mean, an angle right there. And like right here, that discoloration is from roof snake. Right there, that discoloration, that's from the roof snake. And that one's a little light one. That's a minor one. We have 3, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we have material transfer, material transfer, material transfer, material transfer, material transfer, and then cracking, tearing. So there's a lot going on this roof. A lot going on this repair. Given all that we've seen, this is going to have to be deemed as a fail. If we try to do this elsewhere, like on that section there, or other parts of the roof, it's just going to continue to repeat itself. Because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shingles we'll have to replace, besides the one we pulled out, the bad one we pulled out. Every single shingle in this repair attempt was damaged, and we were being as gentle and careful as we could. So, not sure what you want us to do about this. It's a problem. Roof is not repairable. So if you have any questions, give me a call, text, email. Otherwise, I'll see you around the horn.